What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee from Champions Chat, and this is your 6-star bronze preview for D-Von Dudley. Get the tables! But this time, we have the D-Von Dudley plate, the glasses. I have always loved those glasses. That was one of the parts of D-Von's character I thought was just so fun. So let me show you to them. Here's what they do. They, whenever you make 6 or more color turn gems, increase all of your gem damage by 50%. So we're going to show you 2 variations of the purple move set, and one of them we're just going to have some fun. You'll see. But the purple with red, the bottom is the leaping shoulder block, 1 MP, red move, deal damage, choose a 5x7 area to make into color turn gems. And then you have the Saving Grace, which is a 7 MP purple move, deals damage, makes 11 color turn gems into multiply gems of strength 7. And if you are facing a showboat, which we're going to, because why wouldn't we show that off, your hardcore move goes off first, you deal about 1 million damage, and then you make 11 random color turn gems into 9. So times 9 first, then times 7 afterwards. You'll have plenty out there. Finally, the Testify. Deal damage, make 35 random gems into purple. Entourage here. Now, we had used this set, so first of all, I'm going to show this set so that you see it. This is if you don't have, you luck into getting D-Von, you luck into getting the plate, but you don't have any of the rare trainers. So when the times 99 or plus 99 isn't active, which mine isn't right now still actually, you need to have Purple Woods on there for 4 more MP. Then I've got double flat 12k on those, and I've got Cody Rhodes. So this is the for science build, because we need to eliminate variables, and the only variable that's changed from him doing about an average of 10 million per turn on the last version of this is that he did change out the plate, and that's it. So let me show you that. Same setup as on the last preview video. Triple purple starts loaded turn 1. This one does not, unless you use Santa Hogan or some combination, or just eat a turn. I am going to use 1 down prop because Eddie's move animations just take forever and I don't want to watch it. I do also have this little nice setup here. That's not always going to be there, so you know, just so you saw, I would have gotten it there one way or another with that. Now, we've got the plate, right? So currently, our purple gem damage is 53k. What we want to do is go ahead and throw these color turn gems down. Boop, boop. We can put them anywhere because it's going to make a whole bunch of them. But if you can connect them to purple, it just means that you win a little bit more, right? So now your purple gems are doing 60k, and then you're going to buff them. And yes, we are going to see a variation on this where you get a lot more out of it. But times 9 times 7, we don't have any purple gems times 9. That's unfortunate, but we do have a times 7, so 421 on the purple gem. And then we're going to, for science, just hit it exactly as we did in the previous video before we start tricking this out. 10 million was the last one. What's your guess? What are we thinking? Well. Oh, still 10 million. So, did it not work? Nah, it's just sometimes it hits in the 8 to 10 range. So, still in the expected norm. That's why we're going to show it off with some tricks, starting with some better trainers. For our next trick, we're going to start out with some different trainers here. You'll see lots of cowboy hats, lots of Gunthers. You could obviously run Sherry. That would probably be your best shot. I don't have Sherry. I do have Matt Hardy, and so I could show that off, but I know he is more rare now than Sherry will be in the future unless he comes back to the company. So for what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you with Gunther. Purple gems do 40% more damage, and purple moves start with 2 more MP. And Nation of Domination Rock. Purple moves start with 2 more MP, and multiply gems will increase their strength by 1. Replace Sherry in Rock spot if you don't have it. and if you have the 99 MP. Then I'm going to put Gunther in for multiplied gems, do 60% more damage, and I'm keeping Cody for 30% on purple. If you have Powerhouse Roman, the new Rockin' Roman Powerhouse, I believe he does 50% gem damage. I could be wrong, but I believe it's more than Cody. Again, I don't have him either. So that's our only changes to this. The plate's going to stay the exact same, but we're going to see more multiply gem damage, more purple gem damage. We just won't start loaded turn 1. So with tour perks as before, but not the 99 MP, those two trainers do equal out to the same. However, again, same as the previous video and same as the last set on it, we just aren't going to have that. So I'm going to buff the purple just so you can see it, so we don't have to eat the turn. Plus 99, you'd already be loaded. After that, etc., etc. So only variable change here is that we're going to go ahead and have lots better multi and purple gem damage, which I think I'm accurate in saying we're going to hit more than 10 this time around, because now we've got times 8 and times 10, and several landed on purple actually. So now your purple gems are doing 500k each that have the times 10 on them, and you're going to turn most of the board into purple. So let's see the over under with the plate propped once. We are doing how much? 10. Still only 10. Interesting, huh? Interesting. It moves by inches, not by miles, this plate. So am I ready to say the plate doesn't make as big of a difference as I thought it would? Not yet, but let me try one more thing. One more fun trick. All right, here is the fun trick, right? So we've got the bonus of the plate, should be down here. Whenever you make 6 or more colored turn gems, increase all your gem damage by 50% for 1 turn. Just a reminder, why am I mentioning that? Because for this version, we're going to use props. We're going to see what happens. I just want to get some big damage out there. Is this realistic? Maybe. Boss battle-y? Possibly. This gives you a little bit better shot on what that would be. Or, if you set up some, cascades once in a while, things like that. So now we've gone beyond where we were before. So we're going to make this into colored gems all over the place. Our purple gems are now doing 48k, but we're not done wasting props. It's for science. 48k. Again, interesting. I don't know that this is working. I don't think it is. Because we're still at... Okay, there we are. 56k. I was getting a little bit worried that the plate wasn't working. It's working. It's working. We're going to be okay here. We're going to be okay. 56k, okay. We're going to drop this again. This is just science. It's all it is. What are we at now? 63k. Okay. Whew. I can verify the plate is working, because for a second there I was going, that's not moving. That's not moving the needle at all. But the needle, she is moved. So I think we're okay. 70k. And I think we could do this one more time. Now, are you going to do this in a match? Probably not, but you never know. Extreme Rules, you just got props to waste, which is literally what I'm doing, wasting them. 77k or something along those lines. Who knows? Maybe you too will find a scenario where you will do this. And if not, it's just fun. It's just for science. So now instead of about 500,000 for every one of these times 10ers, you are doing 856k. Let's see what we hit with this one. I think this is going to be the one right here. I mean, it just logically has to be. It just has to be. 17 million! All right, but that is very unrealistic. So, did we do something fun? Yes. Is it realistic? No. But the fact that it's only a 1 MP move, I mean, you might waste a prop or two here and there to do it. So, I think it was worth including. I think it was worth doing. Yeah, I want to show you one more thing because the other moveset, that Tripoli Blue or similar, I actually really, really liked. And there's ways to run it with the Sheriff's Plate, question mark. Let's check it out. Before we call this one quits, I wanted to do something that I promised you in the basic preview I would do, which is run back the triple blue moveset, but with the Sheriff's badge. I looked at the move combination. I know I've got the D-Von plate still on that picture, but it's not actually doing anything. You could theoretically increase your gem damage if you were to throw this choose 5x7 to color turn, but then you sacrifice the ability to get your blues going, which is what you need. So yes, you could do something with that, but this is a move damage set. So we are going to throw in a little bit of variance on the trainers. Now, I think it's Striker KO. I could be wrong. Maybe it's, I don't know, Pat Patterson. Somebody who does the 100% move damage for blue. I don't have him. But I do have Fatu, which does 50% more blue move damage. Plus, blue moves start with 2 more MP. Then I've got the same as what we had in the previous video. 150% more blue finisher damage, 40% more blue finisher damage, and 30% more blue damage there. The only trick to this, because this actually, I potentially like this more than the color turn setup, just because I don't like color turn gems. The big switch here is, will the Sheriff's badge go off? Because your finishing move does have the ability, whenever you deal, you deal damage and then you make 39 red gems. So then you make red gems into yellow gems into, you get what I'm saying, right? So that cascades. I don't know, you could do a yellow into blue right here if I have it. I don't know if I do. Yeah, I do. Right there, Thugonomics. So you could put the Thugonomics plate on here just to reload your blues maybe a little bit better. Let's see that. See if it does something fun. But other than that, you're really just move damage based, right? So we've got this 200% blue move damage right there. And then we've got double takedown 2. However, the preview strap, is 30% gem damage. So we don't have anything else move related on there. So let me show you what this looks like. And I just want to see if D-Von can get the tables with the Sheriff's badge. Now, the big trick without the 99 MP is we're not starting loaded turn 1, which we would if we have the 99 MP, and I don't want to see Eddie's move set again, so I'm going to just buff it as if we did. So, as before, we've got the finisher. You're dealing 5 million damage. We're going to go ahead and buff that. Boop, boop. There we go. Now your finisher is dealing 9 million damage, so we're already going to hit quite a bit more than we did last time, I believe. I believe I can fly. Oh, and look at that. Look at that. That is nice. That's nice. That's nice. So 9 million. We're going to buff it again, and that's going to take us to 13 million. So we were at 12 million before, 13 million now. There's only 5 spots left on the pin bar, so we can't do the 3x2 area because this only lasts for 1 turn. So we're going to drop the finisher and see if, he's already going to be done. Like, we've already beat him. Let's see if the Sheriff's badge goes off. So boom, red gems go out, they break. Yes, yellow gems go out, which buffs the Thugonomics plate, and we already beat him. But now we do have a path to reload the moves, which was the problem with this moveset without it. So that's nice. That's nice. It hit pretty darn hard there and wiped him out. I like that better. I don't know that this is going to hold up into the 6-star gold meta, but 13 million turn 1, if you can recycle that, that's pretty decent. And D-Von's A tier, right? This is distinctly right in that A tier of a hit. So let's hit the after party with Rusty and see what he thinks.
All right, we are here at the after party for D-Von Dudley. as recorded by D-Von Dudley. Lee,
Ooh, I get the
D-Von,
glasses even.
get the table.
uh,
I'm I'll be Bubba Ray. I'm okay with that. I don't want to be Spike. I
yeah,
just don't. He's not in my weight class, so he's a little guy.
there you go. Does that mean that I have to jump off the top rope and plant my face into another man's? Never mind.
You know what? Am I misremembering this, or was Stacy Keibler with the Dudley Boys
Mhm.
for like an era?
Hot
Like
minute.
oh, okay.
Hot
Was it
minute at
short lived?
least.
I couldn't remember
Yeah.
if they had a valet or a
Yeah.
manager or not, and I thought it was Stacy. Was that early in her career? Was that to help give her a push, or was that something they did later on to get her back on screen? I don't remember.
Well, her early career was in WCW, and she
Right,
was Miss Hancock, basically, Miss Keebler. But they did then she was with her real life boyfriend Billy Kidman for a while.
right,
And then when she came to WCW, or I'm sorry, WWE, they threw her all over the place. She was one of the
right.
superheroes with Hurricane. She was
Oh
in the
yeah.
Dudleys. So Dudleys would have been earlier than some of
Okay.
the other stuff she did, but
I think
still,
they just wanted to get her on screen because she was pretty, you know.
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Oh,
that's what they were selling
think
for a
she's
while
pretty.
there.
Not that I think anybody's pretty, but I don't know. You're pretty, Lee, so I can say that with confidence. Um, okay, so we just watched you demonstrate this new plate. We watched you use kind of some top entourage. Your other preview had kind of basic entourage, no plate. Um,
Yep.
what did you notice as the difference, right? If someone out there should happen to get the plate this weekend, say from the prize wall or from a lucky bag, I'm assuming they
Right.
might be in the bags, or a faction that
Something.
ranks really high. Maybe it's a prize. What do you see as the difference?
Yeah, so the trick was the trainers definitely helped, but as I called out, I don't have Sherry and I didn't run Matt since he's a little more rare. I did run a +1 MP on the multiply gems, but I was surprised to say it didn't hit near as hard. It didn't make as big a difference as I thought it would. So without the key trainers and without the plate, you were talking 8 to 10 million, more closely averaged to 8, but it hit up to 10 million on a regular basis. Then with the key trainers minus Sherry, but with the plate, I was still hitting in the 9 to 11 million range. So the top end went up slightly. But it's still like there was times where I hit 10 million without the plate and 9 million with it,
Wow.
just because of the way the multi gems fall
I
and
mean,
all that. So it's random.
single digit damage in the million range is almost becoming the baseline for what
Yeah.
a competitive superstar that you want on your roster to
Yeah.
do, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why, I mean, again, I mentioned it in the last video. I think Devon is the A tier of the A tiers. Like he is squarely right where he should be. And I'm very okay with where he is. But I think people need to understand that this isn't your next, oh my gosh, this is the one that's going to change everything. Like this is a good, solid character who's going to get things done. He's going to be great against showboats. But even with the plate, now, granted, we are talking about 6-star bronze, which does mean at 6 silver, 10 million is 20 million. So don't forget that. Like that is still a huge hit in this current meta. But as we've said, last
Good
video in
point.
this, 6-star gold is around the corner. It's going to be what, May, June, July, somewhere in that range usually.
Is
That's
that a
just
prediction?
speculation.
Whoa,
That's
you heard
that's
it here
just usually the
first.
way
You
they
heard it
hit.
here first, folks.
Oh,
Hot
come on. The other
takes with
CCs have said that.
Levon,
Levon and Rusty Ray.
the Dudley boys. Um, Lee, so let me speculate for a moment. What if, what if
Yeah.
Devon is quote, underpowered because there is a Dudley Boys link on the
Ooh.
way,
Ooh.
perhaps a new Bubba Ray
Ooh.
that would be a damage boost in tag matches. We've seen MP boost, we've seen various boosts from tag teams.
Yeah.
What if it's like move damage does 100% more?
Mm, that'd
Like,
be neat.
I don't know. I mean, I have
Yeah.
no idea, but my
Right.
my speculation would be, I wonder if this was by design, and what if they, because he's a tag team, staple, what if there's a
Right.
tag link that's going to be OP that we've not seen? Like, would that
Yeah,
be
it's very
pretty cool?
possible. And we've always talked about the fact that any character with one gear, one moment, one plate, one, whatever, can be changed dramatically. And
Yeah,
so like
a
if they were to
moment.
ever come out with a blue version of the Sheik plate, boom, that just changed the story for him right there. That's going to be huge. That would be good. Or what if they put out a tag link with a new Bubba that we don't know for sure is coming? That's totally speculation again. But I think one thing people don't realize a lot of times is A tiers sometimes, oftentimes actually end up holding up better than some of the S tiers. Not all
Hmm.
at all. But like for example, that Triple H that I mentioned in the last video, Tech Triple H, he holds up really surprisingly well. They're still putting things out that continue to make Hollywood, or I'm sorry, not Hollywood, but Hulkamania Hogan better and better and better. They're still so as long as they keep wanting to invest in these guys, they could keep coming out with things that improve them and keep bringing them along. And I would say for sure, A tiers are more commonly in the CSS, right? How many times have they required, your A tier characters as CSS? So anytime there's like tag team events, anytime there's focus on that, I think this D-Von is going to show back up. So
Okay.
I think he's not going to be anybody's roster changer, but I think he's going to be the workhorse that people really enjoy.
I think if you don't have D'Lo, he could be a roster changer. That was my
Hmm.
take. Is like,
Fair.
because I didn't max D'Lo Brown's month, um, like Devon would make my roster better, certainly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Agreed.
because there wasn't a male acro in Retro Rewind, so he'd be the newest male acro,
Mhm.
right? And the
Yeah.
newest is usually I mean, not always, but the newest is typically the best. Like the
Yeah.
newest, when people are, who should I level up? And there's like a picture of like a 2-year-old superstar versus the one they pulled out of a bag this week. Like
Right.
the answer is
Almost
99%.
always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the new one, the newest is
Right.
usually the best, especially the free. If it's the free month superstar, it's probably better than a lot of the ones you even paid for 2 years ago. Like,
Yep.
so, I mean, and if you're watching this video, you probably know that, because if you're wanting to know about plate design and optimized move sets, optimized entourage, you probably know all that. So
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I still go back to, even though I did the 3-minute move set on that version, I think my favorite is still Triple Blue, and I was very happy that the Sheriff's Badge plate goes off afterwards because and
yeah,
if you watch it, if you put the break yellow get blue plate plus the Sheriff's Badge, so the Thugonomics and the Sheriff's Badge, he has a better recycle because otherwise that Triple Blue doesn't recycle really at
interesting.
all. So that gives it not quite
Hmm.
full recycle, but it gets it close. And it's just a lot of fun. Like it's move damage,
Yeah,
and then there's a bunch of red gem damage, and there's a bunch of yellow gem damage. Then you get some blue back, and it just felt really fun. Like I enjoyed it.
I
And
think we're gonna
and that's
see.
oftentimes what we forget is this is a game we should have fun. Like that was
Yeah,
where I had the most fun.
right.
So that's where I would actually run him if I had him.
I think we're going to continue to see those anniversary plates find homes
Yeah.
in superstars where the first iteration of the MP plates maybe have run their course and they're not as desirable. Um, Meaning the ones that are in the plate shop right now for one coin. Like,
Yeah.
rarely are we, going to get honky tonks blues, right? Maybe, right? But like
Sometimes.
typically, but this new cycle, people are like, oh, there's a home instantly for this. This
Yeah.
recycles even better. This thing. So I have to believe maybe that's by design. I doubt it's, on accident
Complete
that
accident. Yeah.
the developers are not remembering their own work from a month ago. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, this
There you
plate.
go.
I like the plate. I like this version of D-Von better. I like that he's the showboat assassin. I'm so tired of getting lined up across from Carmelo and having no solution to it other than, and I said this in the last video, trying to race to a stun lock is very boring and very long matches. Triple purple with that, that hybrid move where you're dealing extra damage to a showboat. I really like that.
Mm.
And I really like that the plate makes that specialty move set even better. So utility, D-Von has a strong utility value for that
Right.
alone, right? For
Yeah.
and at the plus 99 MP, right? If you have him in a feud and he's got the plus 99 MP and you're able to just dump your best, because like when we did this preview, for whatever reason, like the plus 99 MP didn't apply, probably
Right.
because the superstar hasn't been released yet. So like we
Right.
were having to add
Yeah.
MP trainers where you won't. Like if you get
Correct.
him today out of that bag, first 24 hours of the showdown, like you won't need MP
Right.
trainers. And you'll be able to
Yeah. So
just,
you can go even harder.
you are just racing to kill showboats with triple purple and
Yep.
adding even more damage trainers. And so anyway, I think triple purple was fun, and I think it had precision, where that's something that we need in feuds as we choose our opponents. Like I can intentionally select Regal with gear with my D-Von with plate and no MP trainers, and I can smoke that Regal before he gets a turn, right? And that's where people were losing their mind about Bob Orton. Like, he's
Yeah.
gonna just totally kill powerhouse Kevin Owens. Like, I've got a tool now in my
Hmm.
inventory to deal with problematic superstars. So D-Von is a really powerful and skillful tool for that. And
Agreed.
that alone makes him, yeah, he's probably A tier, but like against the Regal and the Carmelo and the Mod Taker, maybe he's the S tier choice there, right? And so now you start saying like, do I really value a superstar based on their overall, or do I say they can do one thing really, really, really good, and that
Right.
then makes them the best tool for this job, right?
Yep.
So
True
just my
story.
thoughts. And I don't know. It'll take time for the community to decide,
Yeah.
where D-Von fits in the meta and how good D-Von really is. We've had less than 24 hours to kind of play and test, and so
Right.
oftentimes our first thoughts are not as, they don't hold up as well as months in the meta what people are saying
Right.
about it, or 4 or 5 months from now. So
That's right.
you have any Dudley boys like special memories? We do this sometimes on our previews where it's like, what is there like a Dudley
What's your one?
boys memory that stands
Mhm.
out to you?
Yeah. For me, I grew up where the 80s legend, what we call now the Legends era, was like my favorite. It was my childhood. I left wrestling for a long time, didn't pay attention to it at all until We call it the Attitude Era, but honestly, it was WCW that brought me back. It was the NWO era that brought me back. But
Yeah.
then, of course, I did end up where all roads ended up in WWE, WrestleMania 17 at TLC 2, the Dudley Boys, the Hardys, and Edge and Christian in
Yeah.
the tables, ladders, and chairs match, where they had to go out and prove themselves. They had to bring up the stakes. Rhino got involved, Lita got involved, Spike Dudley got involved. That is to this day still
Yeah.
perhaps my favorite match of all time.
Wow. Was that
maybe.
was that in the Astrodome in Houston? Was that Rock Austin Astrodome?
Yep.
We had a group of friends that went there. Like, I don't know if you realize that, but we had like a group of classmates from our college that drove down to Houston for that Mania. And
interesting.
It was a really big, I regret not, I think I was even invited, and I was like, I don't have money for that, right? But like, little did we know.
Come on, man.
What a foolish
the best
choice
WrestleMania of all time.
What a foolish choice that was. And I want to say at the time, like, I want to say it would have cost me, I don't know, $200. And I just thought, might as well be $1 million, right? Might as well, because we had friends that lived there. We were going to stay in their house, and kind of like, it's like, hey, when you're college friends, right? Oh, my parents live in Houston, so we'll crash there and we can carpool. I mean, it was like, but like to a college undergrad with like that works on campus, like security, $200 might as well have been $2 million, because it was so out of reach to me. Yeah, I know. So there's my Dudley story of regret and heartbreak. Here's my favorite Dudley connection for you. Maybe you disagree. I think Reverend D-Von was the prototype for the New Day. And I think the New Day, if you remember their earliest promos,
right, they were like gospel singers,
like a black gospel group that were like Pentecostal evangelists. Big E was like the new iteration of
D-Von.
Reverend D-Von. And so I don't think we would have had the New Day, which is one of the premier tag teams of our lifetime in the modern era. What are they? 17-time champs at this point. It's something insane. Like Big E
all
comes
of the
out.
Champs.
Yeah. So like I think we have D-Von and the Dudleys to thank for that run that the New Day went on as and then they began to take on their own persona. But they were Usos and New Day rivalry, one of the best tag rival, as important to the modern era as the Edge and Christian, Hardys, Dudleys, that TLC first gen. It was that kind of rivalry. It was that special and that important of a rivalry. So I think they paved the way for the tag teams that my kids will watch and remember for their childhood.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, well, bold take. Take us out, Lee.
Well, thank you for keeping with this Champions Chat content. We so appreciate you. It really does help us out when you like, subscribe, share, comment, all of those things that every YouTuber says, but it gets said because it's true. So, you made explosive hearts.
I just figured out a new animation.
Oh, and it like goes right out of your. Okay, we gotta leave. We're gonna play with this. All right, we'll see you on the next one. We'll see you. We're gonna go play with this. All right, see you later. Bye.
Let me hit stop.
Wonder powers activate. There we go.
We're still doing. Where is the stop button?